Okay, turning now to the political corner. It's here. Ukraine's president appears to have confirmed that his country's long-awaited counteroffensive against Russia has begun. What would qualify as success and what would be seen as some sort of a failure? Let's head now live to Colorado Springs. We're joined by Mr. John Spencer, chair of the Urban Warfare Studies with Medicine Policy Forum. Are all military roads leading to a diplomatic resolution? Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this evening. So what is the situation on the ground? Are we getting any reliable information on the bigger picture?
I mean, the bigger picture is going to be hard to determine, like, what is the goal of the Ukrainian counteroffensive? But we can definitely get a real-time picture, thanks to global connectedness, of where the Ukrainians are definitely advancing, villages being liberated, live footage of Russian soldiers fleeing and Ukrainian flags going over newly liberated villages. Really, four main penetrations or pushes into Russian defensive lines, and the Ukrainian president validating that the offensive is on. Some military analysts are cautious to say, I don't know if we're going to see a massive achievement in the opening days, because these things can take weeks. But your question was interesting on what is success. The Ukrainian military has to liberate a large swath of terrain. Both in preparation for this offensive, but also to keep all of the Western alliances strong, and to show the world that they can go on the offensive.
And Mr. Spencer, I do want to get, I wouldn't say more philosophical or more psychological, but on the mental level, it's no longer about fending off, but about achieving gains. What does it take for a military to make this adjustment, this mental transition?
It takes a lot of training, absolutely. The first phases of this psychologically was defend and hold as much as you could, withstand what Russia had. And this is where Russia showed that they aren't the second most powerful military in the world. And Ukraine, through their citizens, really uprising, defended. But you're right, going on the offense against prepared Russian defensive takes a lot of training, takes a lot of equipment. And to be fair, Ukraine did not get the equipment they needed to do this counteroffensive, but they trained 14 plus brigades. They equipped as many brigades as they could with Western equipment and with other equipment, and trained them over the last few 6-7 months to be able to do this combined arms maneuver against prepared defensive positions. But it does take absolutely a different psychological mental state. And they are taking losses, which is to be expected.
Mr. Spencer, can Russia, militarily speaking, still win? And adding another component here, the Wagner group that we reported about earlier in the show, can Russia really battle both fronts at the same time, an enemy from within and an enemy from without?
So the definition of winning is really Russia lost the war for Ukraine in April of 2022 when it did not successfully penetrate Kyiv and throw out the democratically elected government. So it changed its objectives. Russia can't win. Can it achieve its objectives to seize this eastern part and southern part of Ukraine? Not with the military it has, not with this domestic situation. I mean, the Prigozhin, Wagner, Shogoi, basically Russian version of tracking the Kardashians, it doesn't have a large impact. The Wagner group is still the shock troops for the Russian military.
I wonder if you can make the similar analysis the other way around. If something happens within the Kardashian, you can compare them to Prigozhin and Shoigu. Anyways, Mr. Spencer, before we let you go briefly, if you can, no other way than to circle back to Clausewitz here, right? War is an extension of politics through other means, or simply put, is the end game, no matter how you look at it, the negotiations table?
Absolutely. That's what we teach at West Point. That's what all people should understand, is that this ends, but that doesn't mean it ends with Ukrainian not establishing its sovereignty as Russia has tried to reshape the world. But all war ends at a table. And hopefully that's Russia agreeing to the terms to remove its forces from Ukraine.
John Spencer, chair of Urban Warfare Studies with Medicine Policy Forum, thank you very much for this. And again, your comparison analysis will continue to resonate with us and our viewers. I'm positive. Thank you very much, sir.